हेलो फ्रेंड्स, हम अपनी आय दृष्टि करंट अफेयर्स के पार्ट बी इकोनॉमिक इंस्टीट्यूट स्कीम्स एंड प्रोजेक्ट्स की न्यूज़ को पढ़ते हैं। इंडियाज़ लार्जेस्ट ऑटोमोबाइल्स गति शक्ति मॉडल कार्गो टर्मिनल्स recently in June 2025 Union Ministry of for Railway Information and Broadcasting and Electronics and Information Technology Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw inaugurated India's largest automobile Gati Shakti's model cargo terminals at Maruti Suzuki India's Limited facility at Manesar, Haryana. It is linked to Patlis railway stations via 10-kilometer dedicated rail line, part of 121.7 kilometer Haryana Orbitals rail corridors developed by the Haryana Rails Infrastructure Development Corporations. The project involves an investment of rupees 800 crore with rupees 684 crore founded by HRIDCs and the rest by Maruti Suzuki. The terminal has an annual loading capacity of 4.5 lakh vehicles, one of the highest in India's. UK India's free trade agreements. India and UK signed a free trade agreement on 6 May 2025, marking the culminations of negotiations that began in January 2022. Total trades in goods and services exports plus imports between UK and USA is 42.6 euro billions in 4 quarters at the end of quarter 4 2024, an increase of 8.3% or 3.3 billions euro current prices from the 4 quarter at the end of quarter 23. India's was the UK's 11th largest trading partners. The 4 quarters to ends of quarter 4 2024's accounting for 2.4 of the total UK trade. The India's UK trade agreements is landmark pact designed to promote deep economic integration, trade liberalization, and significant tariff concessions. India gains access to the UK market with tariff elimination of 99% of tariff lines, covering nearly 100% of trade values. India will reduce custom duties on 90% of the UK tariff lines over a 10-year periods. The UK will provide 99% duty-free access to Indian tariff lines from day one of the agreements. Ad valorem's duty will be reduced from 150% to 75% immediately, and further to 40% by the 10th year. Addressing no tariff barriers, India has ensured free trade agreement address no tariff barriers effectively. World Bank Poverty Equities Brief. India's Poverty and Equity Brief released by the World Bank in April 2025 highlight that India successfully lifted 171 million people out of extreme poverty. According to the reports, the proportion of the trades living on less than 2.15 US dollar a day, which is international benchmark for extreme poverty, fell sharply from 16.2% in 2011 to 12 is just 2.3% in 2022-23. In rural India's extreme poverty has dropped 18.4% in 2011 12 to 2.8% in 2022-2023. In urban areas, the extreme poverty rate fell from 10.7% to 1.1% during the same period. The rural-urban poverty gaps narrowed significantly from 7.7 percentage points to 1.7 percentage points, with the annual declines rate of 16% between 2011-12 and 2022-23. India has made substantial progress in reducing poverty at the lower middle level incomes, defined as living on 3.65 per day. The poverty rates at this threshold decreased from 61.8% in 2011-12 to 28.1% in 2022-23. lifting approximately 378 million people out of poverty. The MPI for declines from 53.8% in 2005 to 2006 to 16.4% by 2019 to 2021. The consumptions based of Gini index measures incomes inequalities improved from 28.8 in 2011-12 to 25.5 in 2023-23 to 23, indicating reduced inequalities. Vizhinjam International Seaports. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Vizhinjam International Seaports. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Vizhinjam's International Seaports in Trivandrum, Kerala on May 2, 2025. The significant developments mark India's first deep water container transshipment port, aiming to enhance the nation's maritime infrastructures and reduce dependence on foreign ports for cargo transshipments. Key features: with a natural depth of 220 meters, Hinjams can accommodate ultra-large container vessels without extensive draggings, reducing maintenance costs. With Hinjam Seaports, India's first semi-automated port is equipped with an AI-driven control rooms and the country's first indigenous vessel traffic management systems. The port is developed at an estimated cost of rupees 8,800 crore under the public-private partnerships on designs, builds, France operates and transfers basis. The project was executed by the Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Limited. Phase 2 expansions by 2028. Phase 2 will extend the berth by 1,200 meters, reclaims 77 hectares of the sea using dead materials and increase total capacity to 3 million TEUs, 20-foot equivalent units. 5 new national centers for excellence for skilling. Recently, on 7 May 2025, a major steps toward transforming vocational education in India. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has approved the national schemes for industrial training institutes, upgrading and the setting up the five national center excellence for skilling as centrally sponsored scheme. Key highlights: 5 national center excellence for skilling will be implemented as centrally sponsored scheme as per announcements made under the budget 2024-2025 and budget 2025-2026 with outlay of rupees 60,000 crore, central shares 30,000 crore, state shares 20,000 crore and industry share 10,000 crore, with co-financings to extent of 50% of the central shares by the Asian Development Bank and the World Bank equally. The schemes will focus on upgrading of thousands government ITI in hubs and spokes arrangements with industries alliance, revamped states and capacity augmentations of 5 national skill training institutes, including setting up the 5 national centers of excellence for skilling in these institutes. Semiconductors units in Uttar Pradesh. Recently, on May 14, 2025, the Union Cabinet, chaired by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved the establishment of one more semiconductor unit under the Semiconductor Missions. The unit's approach is a joint venture of SCL's and Foxcom's. SCL has a long history for developing manufacturing hardware. Foxconn is a major global in electronic manufacturing. Together, they will set up plant near the Jewar airports in Yamuna Expressway Industrial Development Authority. This plant will manufacture display driver chips for mobile phones, laptops, automobiles, PCs, and myriads of other devices that have display. The plant is designed for 20,000 wafers per month. The design's outlay capacity is 36 million units per month. Already 5 semiconductors units are advanced stage of constructions. Micron settings semiconductor unit at Shanad, Gujarat. Tata Electronics Private Limited settings in Dholeras, Gujarat. Tata Semiconductor Assembly Test Private Limited in Moregaon, Assam. CG Power with others in Sanad, Gujarat. Keynes Semicon Private Limited is setting in Sanad, Gujarat. Integrated Manufacturing Clusters IMCs on November 8, 2024, the International Industrial Corridor Developments Corporation and Uttar Pradesh, the State Industrial Development Authority, signed state support agreements and shareholder agreements to advance the administered Kolkata Industrial Corridors. Key highlights. Objective. The agreements aims to develop integrated manufacturing clusters in Agra and Prayagraj, strengthening the Make in India initiatives. IMC Agra spreads across 1058 acres along the inner rings roads. Agra IMC is a strategic located for excellent connectivity. The project is expected to attract Indian national rupees 3,400 crore in investments enhancing region's industrial growth. IMC's Prayagraj spanning 352 acres. The cluster will focus on diverse sectors including e-mobilities, food processing, leather and cycle manufacturing with an essential investments Indian national rupees 1600 crore. NPS Vatsalya. On September 18, 2024, Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman launched the National Pension Systems NPS Vatsalya schemes, a pension schemes for minors at New Delhi. During the events, Union Finance Minister also launched an online platforms for subscribing to NPS Vatsalya. The schemes allows parents to open an NPS Vatsalya accounts for their minor children and make contributions until the child turns 18. Once the child becomes an adult, the account transitions into regular NPS accounts. This ensures head starts on retirement planning for the child. NPS Vatsalya was announced by the Union Finance Ministers in the Union Budget 2024 and 2025 on July 23, 2024. It is an extension of existing national pension schemes but focus on children's. Its eligibility for National Pension Scheme Vatsalya is as follows. All minor citizens aged below 18 account can be opened in the name of minor and operated by parents or guardian. Schemes can be opened through various points of presence regulated by PFRDA such as major banks, Indian Post Pension Funds online platform. Subscribers to make a minimum contribution of 1000 rupees per annum. There is no limits on maximum contribution. PFRDA will provide a multiple assessments choice to subscribers. On attaining the age of majority, the plans can be converted seamlessly into normal NPS accounts. Unified Pension Scheme. The central government introduced unified pension schemes on August 24, 2024. Under this scheme's employees have options to continue with NPS or switch unified pension schemes. But once employees choose UPS, the decision is final and cannot be reversed. The state government can also adopt and implement the unified pension schemes for the state's employee. Unified Pension Schemes detail implementation April 1, 2025. Beneficiary central government employees. Employees contribution 10% on basic salaries, dearness plus allowances. Employer contributions 18.5% of basic salaries plus dearness allowance. Benefits the pensions of 50% of the average basic pay over the last 12 months before retirements for employees having at least 25 year of service, rupees 10,000 per month upon superannuations after a minimum 10 years of service. The government's employees who have completed at least 10 years for service are eligible for fixed pension amounts. Government employees who has completed at least 25 years service are eligible to receive a percentage of their average salary as a pensions. Government employees who are covered under the NPS and their options for voluntary retirement scheme under the National Pension Scheme. Maharashtra is the first state to implement unified pension schemes. Maharashtra cabinet decided to implement the UPS schemes for the state government's employees August 25, 2024. Part C reports and indices. UN's Sustainable Development Goals Index 2025. On June 2025 Sustainable Development Report was released by the UN Sustainable Development Solution Network. According to the 2025 Sustainable Development Reports, none of the 17 global goals are on tracks to be fully achieved by 2030 and had only 17% of SDG Sustainable Development Goals targets are progressing as planned. India has for the first time secured the opposition among the top 100 countries, ranking 99 out of 167 nations. Key highlights of Sustainable Development Goals 2025. Strong global sustainable development commitments. 190 out of 193 UN countries have presented national sustainable development goal actions. Top regional progress East and South Asia's so fastest sustainable development goal progress since 2015, driven by gains and socio-economic targets. High performing countries, notable progress in Benin, Nepal, Peru, UAE, Uzbekistan, Costa Rica, and Saudi Arabia's top rankings. Finland leads the Sustainable Development Goal Index 19 of the top 20 are European countries. China's ranks 49. Global Sustainable Development Goals of tracks. No sustainable development is on tracks to be met by 2030. Physical constraints in developing countries. Half of the world lacks resources for sustainable development due to debts and limited capital access. Calls for financial reforms. Global architecture favors rich countries. Capital should be shift emerging and developing in economics with higher returns. Top 3 countries leading in the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Finland's score 87.4, Sweden's 85.7, Denmark 85.3. Bottom countries lagging UN Sustainable Development: South Sudan 41.6, Central African Republic 45.2, and Chad 46.0. India has achieved significant milestones, entering the top 100 for the first time in our histories in index of ranking 99 in 2025 with a score of 67.0. India has improved steadily over the past 4 years, rising from 109th in 2020-24's 112, 2023's 121st in 2022 and 120th in 2021. In the regional comparisons, India still trails several of its neighbors. Bhutan's ranks 74th ranks, Nepal 85 ranks, Maldives 53 ranks, Sri Lanka 93, while Bangladesh and Pakistan's behind 114th and 140. Global Energy Investment Reports. The International Energy Agencies in June 2025 released 10th edition of its Global Energy Investment Reports 2025. The reports provides a detailed analysis of the global trends in energy financing and investment with the focus of clean energy. Key highlights of the reports. In 2025, global clean energy investments are projected to reach 2.2 trillion, which is doubles the combined investment oils, natural gases, and coals. IEA emphasized that to triple installed renewables capacities by 2030, the annual investment need to doubles. The roadmap aims to mobilize at least 1.3 dollars trillions for low emissions projects in developing economies like India's by 2035. Since 2015, China has more than doubles its clean energy spreading spendings over 625 billions. It is currently largest investor in both fossil fuels and clean energy infrastructures. India's renewable power investments rose from 13 billions in 2015 to 37 billions in 2025. Fossil fuels investments also increased from 41 billions to 49 billion during the same periods. However, investments grids and storage have dropped from 31 billions to 25 billions between 2015 to 2025. The investments of the nuclear and other clean energy source grew from 1 billion in 2015 to 6 billion in 2025. In the current fiscal years, $245 million has been committed on nuclear projects aiming to raise capacity of 10 gigawatts by 2047 from less than 10 gigawatts today. Fifth editions of National Times release studies. Recently, June 2025, Union Ministry of Finance and Corporate Affairs Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman released fifth editions of National Times release studies during the CBIC conclaves held in New Delhi. Key highlights: the Times release studies is a performance measurement tools that provide a quantitative assessments of the times taken for cargo release, helping to evaluate the efficiency of the clearance progress since 2019. TRS has been conducted at 15 major locations including seaports, air cargo complex, inland containers depots, and integrated checkposts. The fifth edition also adopted advanced methodologies to enable stage-wise and processes-specific evaluation. This edition marked another milestone by widening its geographical coverage of three editions ports: Kochi seaports, Garhi, Harshu, ICDs, and Jaigaon LCS. In the in the import segments, average release times declines between 2023 and 2024 across seaports: 6 hours ACC, 5 hours ICP, 18 hours, while ICD saw an increase around 12 hours. Performance against NT-FAP 3.0's target shows that 93.33% of the import cargo at ICPs met 48-hour targets, followed by air cargo complex 55.03 within 24 hours, seaports 51.76% and ICDs 43.70. Human Development Reports. Recently, on 6 May 2025, the United Nations Development Programme released United Human Development Reports for 2025, highlighting India's progress, life expectancies, education, income levels. The Human Development Reports 2025 released in 2025. Its primarily reports data from 2023. Key highlight: a matters of choice, peoples, and possibility in the age of AI. The Global Human Development Index saw the smallest increase since 1990s, excluding the crisis years of 2020-21. Iceland tops the list of Human Development Index of 0.972, making the highest ranked countries in the Human Development Index. At the opposite ends spectrum, South Sudan recorded the lowest Human Development Index, standing at 0.388, reflecting severe development challenges. Top first ranks Iceland's 2022 में थर्ड था, नॉर्वे सेकंड रैंक फर्स्ट था, स्विट्ज़रलैंड सेकंड रैंक सेकंड ही था 2022 में, जर्मनी फिफ्थ रैंक सिक्स रैंक था 2022 में, स्वीडन फिफ्थ रैंक और 2022 में फोर्थ था, इंडियाज़ 130 रैंक्स और 2022 में 133 था. India's Human Development Index rankings. India has improved its Human Development Index ranking 133rd in 2022 to 130 rank in 2023, with the Human Development Index values increase from 0.676 to 0.685 despite being categorized medium human development. India is steadily progressing towards the thresholds of human development. Comparison amongst India's neighbor countries: China's 78, reflecting significant development, Sri Lanka's 89th, and Bhutan's is 125, both ahead of India's. Bangladesh 130th positions, with India showing comparable progress. Nepal's 145, Myanmar 150, and Pakistan 168 are positioned below India's human development rankings. India's life expectancy surged from 58.6 years in 1990 to 72 years in 2023, marking the highest ever recorded. The mean years of schooling in India have significantly increased, with children now expected to stay in school for 13 years, up from 8.2 years in 1990. India's gross national income per capita increased over a fourfold from $2,167 in 1990 to $9,046 in 2023. Measure using 2021 purchasing power parities. Inequality adjust human development index. Iceland holds top positions human development index. Norway, Denmark are in the second positions. India's inequalities adjust human development index values is 0.475. Due to inequalities, India's human development index values is 30.7% lower than the human development values 0.675, leading to drop of ranks 10 in its overall rankings. The inequalities pushes India's from the medium's human development categories to the low human development category. Global Multidimensional Poverty Index 2024. According to Global Multidimensional Poverty Index 2024, about 1.1 billions peoples, 18.3 in 112 developing countries are living in multidimensional poverty. According to Human Development Reports 2025, 18.3% of the global population remain multidimensional poverty. India's MPI multidimensional poverty index values in the year of 2005-6. India's poverty development value was 0.283, which increased 0.069 in 2019-2021. 16.4 of the India's population still lives in multidimensional poverty. Gender Development Index in 2025, this index was presented for 172 countries. In Human Development Reports 2023-2024 was presented for 166 countries. According to Human Development Reports 2025, the global GII values for 2023 is 0.455. Among the countries, the highest gender equalities. Denmark hold top positions. GI values is 0.003, followed by the Norway is the second positions and Sweden is the third position. The countries the highest gender inequalities Yemen, Nigeria, Somalia, Chad and Afghanistan. India's gender index inequalities values stands 0.403 and its rankings in gender inequalities index for 2023 is 100 seconds. Planetary Pressure Adjust Human Development Index 2023 is India's in India in the Planetary Pressures Adjust Humans Development Index report 2023 is covering 156 countries. The United Kingdom topped the list with Planetary Pressures Adjust Human Index reports 2023 is covering 156 countries. The United Kingdom tops with the Planetary Pressures PHDI's values. In 2023, India's PHDI values stood at reflecting a 4.2 reductions compared to its Human Development Index and 14th rank increase in its global positioning. Globally, Planetary Pressures Adjust Human Development Index PHDI values is 0.680, which is 10.1% lower than the global Human Development Index. सो फ्रेंड्स, लगभग वीडियो ये वाली तो 25 मिनट्स की हो गई है और इससे पहले वाली जो हमने बीच में कट कर दी थी वो लगभग 6 मिनट्स की थी. अगर उन दोनों को मर्ज कर दूंगा तो लगभग 30 या 31 मिनट्स की हो जाएगी. देखता हूँ उसे अलग अलग पार्ट में करूँगा या तो एक ही में मर्ज करके यूट्यूब पे अपलोड करूँगा. सो फ्रेंड्स, लगभग मैंने 25-26 मिनट्स की वीडियो कंप्लीट कर ली है. सो अभी इस पार्ट में यहीं तक स्टॉप करते हैं. आगे हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में इसको कंटिन्यू करेंगे और जो नेक्स्ट वीडियो में कंटिन्यू करेंगे जो इम्पोर्टेंट न्यूज़ रहेंगे, क्योंकि हमें जल्दी जल्दी कवर करना है और टाइम भी बहुत कम है, तो जो मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट मुझको लगेंगे मैं उसको ही कवर करूँगा इसके बाद. अब तक तो मैंने जितने भी वीडियो बनाई है एकदम सीक्वेंस वाइज बनाई है, एकदम स्टार्टिंग से फर्स्ट पेज से लेकर और ये 92 पेज तक मैंने एकदम एक एक पेज का वीडियो बनाई है. अब 92 पेज के आगे से जितने भी वीडियोस होंगे वो एकदम मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ जो होंगी, जो एग्ज़ाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट होंगी, उसको ही वीडियो को मैं अपलोड करूँगा. सो फॉर हियर so thank you for here to watch my videos, and please like, share and subscribe the video, and stay tuned for our next video. Thank you.